right, welcome to Truck You Podcast. My name is Sebastian.
Jose, guys.
Today we're gonna talk about Tesla semi trucks. So electric, not Tesla, but electric semi trucks and autonomous trucks. I have that question asked a lot. Hey, what are you gonna do? What do you think? I think it's kind of a topic that we could talk about from two sides. One, it's obviously our opinions and what we know, but at the same time, from your perspective on how would now shops and diagnostics and fixing those trucks work? How's that going to change? And so we will touch those topics. Those are the two things that we're going to focus on. So electric trucks coming, and autonomous. What do we think about what's coming and when it's coming? Shop. Anything else as far as batteries? We found I forgot to tell you, one of the customers came with 3-year-old batteries and he didn't want to fix them.
Seriously?
I was like, we have to fix them.
Was that the box truck that we had?
Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I saw it's just crazy. I mean,
he only owned one box truck and three batteries.
Yeah.
And he was having issues starting up the truck too.
Yeah.
So,
but he didn't want to replace them. But anyway, very, very interesting. And the other thing is, what we're trying to do is we're building one of our trucks needs a power divider and a rear diff, and that's been going on for a little bit, but we need to find parts to match the ratios.
Yeah.
I talked to Tomek about it yesterday, about the final ratios, because he didn't know what the ratio on the diff was, and I was like, it's 355. What we need to find is another 355 layout and just swap it.
Yeah.
So now we have 2 parts trucks that we can probably pull. The power divider, we already have that, and then he said he's gonna do the
rear diff.
The rear diff is gonna take it apart and put it back together. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah.
We should shoot that video when we put it together, and
you could do a time lapse on that.
We could. Well, you have a camera at the shop, so you should start shooting more. Okay, let's talk about, so what do you Tesla, let's start with Tesla. What do you think about the Tesla truck?
The radius seems kind of low.
Do you want me to, before we get into the radius, do you want me to and I have it here, the specs. So acceleration is 0 to 60 with 80,000 pounds. That's what they're saying. But what's interesting is we couldn't find the weight of the empty truck.
Yeah. So like they were saying, payload, how much can you haul?
Yeah, it might have a 1 pallet over there of cereal or something.
Yeah.
Because it's that heavy. I don't know. I've yet to see an accurate empty weight of that truck, but.
And this info is probably from 2017, right? I don't think they've brought out any more info on it.
No, which is weird. They have been using it, which I have it written now, but it is interesting because I know they got quite a lot of orders. I know JB Hunt ordered 40 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, and. They drove out to JB Hunt from California without any help.
So how'd that work out?
Good. But Tesla's using them. They're using them within their own, moving batteries and Model 3s and different stuff within their facilities. So I'm just curious to see what is the dry weight of the
only one Tesla per trailer, or what do you think?
No, it's that's a good question. I don't know. You could probably calculate it. Somebody did. If you guys know what the empty weight of Tesla semi truck is, please comment. I would like to. We didn't have time to research enough around the weight, even though we did look, and I wasn't able to find it. It was accurate. Yeah. Speed up, a 5% grade. 60 miles per hour, range 300 to 500, but that's based on the flat, right?
Yeah. So ideally, no hills, no West Coast. But local work in Midwest.
Yeah, I say pretty much with charging stations in your facility, because they're saying they're going to build, what's called mega chargers, but there's nothing yet. I don't know what's the status of that, but it's quite a long time. And I don't even like, how do you use, because I know there are two models. So one is a day cab. So let's finish the specs. So because I have everything kind of laid out. 4 independent motors on the drive axles. So that's pretty typical. Energy consumption less than 2 kilowatt per hour per mile, which I'm not that good with those numbers, but it seems like it's pretty good. Fuel savings 200,000. That's what he said. Musk said about that. It's going to add 200,000 to your balance sheet at the end of the year. Very interesting. We'll see. Base price for the 300-mile range is $150, and the extended 500-mile range $180. And there's a day cab and like a mid-range, so probably you could put a bed up there. But at the same time, it's like, the question is, when am I going to get my money back, right?
How long is it going to take?
More, if you have $120,000 plus diesel truck, and now you have 150, so he says 2 years to get the money back, right?
See, my question is, how much is each charge? What's the cost on each charge? Like, after those 500 miles are up, or 300-mile radius is up, what's it going to cost you?
Fully charge it, and that's definitely something we could dig in a little deeper in. Again, feel free to comment, but I've found info around that. It's not really something that I want to talk about, because I'm not really that good with the use of power and how much it costs. I don't know how accurate that article was,
right?
But we'll see.
Obviously, I don't think you would be making it home every day within that 500 mile. Do you think you would? I mean,
if you're doing regional,
you plan on having the truck? Wouldn't work out over the road.
If you're doing regional freight, so they're saying the next one is capable of like 600,000. But that's what, like, in between, let's say, regional operation, which is majority what we do, you have about 550 miles radius, right? But do you want to risk getting down to the 50-mile
and then you hit a grade or
error?
You're gonna consume more.
And there are grades, like go to Wisconsin, you're gonna get some hails.
It's obviously gonna be cheaper to charge it at your shop than, I would say, a quick charge down the road, which that's what I'm wondering. What's it gonna cost to charge the vehicle?
And how is it gonna look with a sleeper truck? That's what I'm interested in. It's like, well, you overnight charge it and then stay somewhere. That's probably the idea for them to have the mid-range, so we can go out, stay. But then you have to have the facility to do that. So if you're a company, like, I don't know,
wherever you're gonna
that
unload,
you have multiple locations, and you can have them at your terminals, then your warehouses, then perfect. But if there's definitely companies like JB Hunt or Ryder or US Truck. I think somebody else ordered it. You have so many locations, you can definitely pull it off. It's definitely something new on the market that will take some time to obviously develop. But operating costs, we touched on it a little bit. 120,000 and 120,000 for diesel, and then Tesla 150 and 180, which he says you can get it back within 2 years. It's gonna pay for itself. Within 2 years, the difference. The life expectancy, what do you think?
Is it like aluminum body? It has to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or
I'm assuming, yeah. What do you think was their goal? Like, what did they plan for the
I would say the battery life. That's more than anything. That's probably what's going to go.
Definitely a factor, yeah.
And the cost on a replacement battery is something that would be interesting too. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Yeah,
I mean,
because
it's really
other
hard to say.
components are not. That's not that expensive. It's the drivetrain and the pretty much the engine, the motor,
Yeah.
and the batteries. That's a high cost. What do you think?
Or what kind of warranty are they gonna, if any?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, there's got to be
some
warranty, but it's like what, 300,000 miles. I mean, but so, any idea? Just you want to guess what the life expectancy of a Tesla truck is set to?
Battery, I would say 8 years.
Okay.
Maybe I'm pushing. I don't know. I was thinking on the 5.
No.
I was
You're
thinking on the
actually
5.
that's pretty impressive. So let's say 800,000 miles, like 100,000 miles.
100,000 every year.
A year.
Yeah.
You're very close. They said 1 million.
On really?
Yeah. So that's very impressive.
On the battery?
For the
Oh,
life
for-
expectancy
yeah,
for
the
the truck.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what that means. I think they're saying this is what the truck will live for.
Okay.
But again, diesel trucks have life expectancy of 1 million as well. I think
And-
that was but they go over that, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, let's set a market standard and then go from there. If they live longer, great.
Great. If they don't,
shorter,
then
then
sucks for you.
we need to figure out, But again, a lot of trucks are set to 1 million, but the cost of getting there,
Yeah.
it varies on different models and different, emission standards. But very interesting. Operating cost, they're saying it's a lot lower, which means in a diesel truck it's around like $1.50, $1.53, and
Per
they're
mile,
saying
right?
they're saying $1.26,
Yeah.
which is significant, right? That's where the savings come in. But
So no SCR, no DPF.
of course, that's a good thing. The thing is, how does the maintenance now look like?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
And also
just other than
shops.
wearables and tires, brakes, things like that, there's not going to be a lot of maintenance, I don't think.
No.
Other than diagnostics and having techs being more now educated
yeah.
in systems.
Definitely more schooling.
And but look what happens with Teslas, that you plug it in overnight and it does updates by itself.
Yeah.
Right. So unless somebody hacks it or you have wiring issues, there's not going to be a lot of. It's just gonna know what's wrong with it and tell. That's gonna be so much fun with like seeing how shops will become obsolete.
Yeah.
In diesel
Everything,
trucks,
yeah.
if we live that long. Do you think how long do you think that's gonna be?
What?
Where like so that what
To the point that
that electric trucks are gonna be like popular, like common.
I would say 15 years roughly.
Okay. Yeah. I say 10
10.
to electric and 20 to autonomous. And we can segue to autonomous. I'll for a little bit veer off because I think usually people when they figure out I'm in transportation, they're like, so what do you think about autonomous trucks? I'm like, I'm not worried at all, just because we have to figure out first how to do cars, how to operate cars safely, and then we'll start with rigs. We're never gonna start with commercial.
Yeah, no.
You can't do that. It's too much risk, too much liability. So we have to figure out how that's gonna happen first with regular vehicles, and then we'll go to obviously heavy equipment and trucks. But I think it's gonna come a lot sooner to like warehousing in closed facilities where
like a yard spotter or something like that.
Yeah, that's gonna come sooner.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Same like how in some factories they have like in facilities like car manufacturer factories, they got robots moving stuff around. So yeah, I could definitely see that, just spottering trailers from here to there. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be definitely first electric. Not it's going to be a normal thing, and then it's going to evolve into autonomous testing and autonomous applications within local simple applications,
Yeah.
right? A to B, like I see Amazon doing that a lot from their facility. If you hop off from a highway onto a highway, like you have a turnpike with doubles, triples in that case,
Yeah.
right? You can only do that on the highway, off the highway, right?
Something just came to my mind right now. Dump work. How they're gonna be doing the dump trailer, controlling the PTO, stuff like that.
Interesting.
If they were ever gonna go that route.
That would be also automated. I mean, look, like you buy an iPhone, you all have a case that has battery in it and other things, right? The same thing's gonna happen with a trailer. I think when you have an autonomous truck now, well, there's always somebody going to be piloting the truck. It's not like you're not going to have nobody watching what it's doing.
Okay.
There's going to be one guy for 5-10 trucks. I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm shooting the number, but it's like, right, instead of being in the truck now, he's overseeing five trucks.
Yeah.
Right. And that then he can trigger all the dumb work, and that's I think what could happen. And it's definitely going to be interesting. But I think as you have autonomous trucks and autonomous vehicles growing within industries, there'll be I don't know how to call it, checkpoints or like trigger points for certain things, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you set up sensors on a building site, and then now the truck goes through
unloading site.
The geofencing, and then you're like, okay, this is where you're exactly dropping it, laser pointed, or this is going to be super, like you can nerd out about it in so many ways.
Because of I was just thinking about that because, you got to have like a flat surface where you're going to dump. You got like a bad terrain.
But it's the same thing with pulling back to a dock,
Yeah.
It's going to be that's why the human element's going to be so important for a very long time.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, think about big metropole and having trucks backing up in Chicago somewhere in alleys, and so many things go wrong there that people move things around. And I mean, at least for not my understanding right now, I think the human would still be needed in those situations. But who says you can have local guys just running around and doing that, right? Versus being locked in that truck. Very interesting. But yeah, so I found that they're using it. Obviously for their applications. They've been hauling Model 3s with it and pulling batteries with it between their factories.
Chargers, stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So they've been using it. I would just like to know the vehicle weight. The vehicle weight, and because that's when you're starting to now talk about money, right? Because if you can load it as much as you can in a normal truck, because it's a lot heavier, then you have an issue with the 80,000 pounds limit.
And this info is like what, from like we mentioned, this from 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to have worked on it a little bit, I would say.
Yeah.
Can't be 300 miles. You gotta bump it up.
Yeah. Agree. What else? Autonomous. Again, we touched on it. I think we have at least 20 years for that to come. Yeah. I'm really anxious to see
with that.
How that's going to look. And obviously safety is number one. And if we have cars now communicating on the highway, and then we'll probably start testing trucks with that. But again, I think we still have at least 20 years, if not more.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right. I think that's pretty much it for now. Just nice predictions on our end and opinions mainly. I would like to see the Nikola coming out with their truck. I know they have a hydrogen technology. I would say I haven't seen anything solid from them yet. I know they had one. I don't know if they're even building any trucks right now. I know they have a lot of projects, but nothing's been really out there. I've seen one truck that's been out there, a prototype.
Okay.
So I know Tesla has more trucks, and they're using it. But very interesting of what they're gonna do. And nobody's. I know Toyota's working also on that.
Oh, are they really? I
yeah.
didn't, no, I didn't know.
Yeah, they are. But it's definitely gonna go that direction. At least we'll see if that's gonna get traction when Tesla comes out in a couple of years. And
Yeah, definitely. I would say 10-year mark. We'll
Yeah.
start seeing something.
Yeah, I'm excited about the Cybertruck though. Have you seen the Cybertruck?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen it.
Would you buy one?
I don't know how I feel about the body though.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it because it's so different than everything else on the market. It's kind of cool, and the price isn't bad too.
Would you be able to pull your RV with that?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you can. Yeah, you could. It has better.
Than anything out there right now,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it
The
does.
towing capacity?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
it was
like what?
10. So my Durango has 8,700, and that Tesla pickup truck had over 10,000 pounds. I think like 11,000 pounds.
That's
which is
really
crazy.
good. That's really good.
Yeah. But it might be more. It's electric torque motors and good brakes. That's what
Yeah.
you want. All right. Thank you for listening and watching, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave comments. Ask questions. Let us know what we can more talk about, and we'll talk to you soon.